One Zambia, One Nation. Good evening. Welcome to the news on TV2 at 18 hours. My name is Chilufia Mwelwa. Our top stories in the news this evening. The AntiCorruption Commission ACC has confirmed that it is investigating former Information Minister Chishimba Kambwili for alleged corruption. President Edgar Lungu says his decision to appoint Kalulushi Member of Parliament Kampamba Mulenga as Information Minister is deliberate and well intended. And a 1-by-2 classroom block and a police post have had their roofs blown off following heavy rains in Nampundwe area of Shibuyunji District, Central Province. For details in our news this evening, the AntiCorruption Commission ACC has confirmed that it is investigating former Information Minister Chishimba Kambwili for alleged corruption. ACC spokesperson Timothy Mono says investigations into Dr. Kambwili's alleged corrupt practices have been ongoing for some time now. Mr. Mono is, however, reluctant to give further details on the matter, saying this is because the investigations are ongoing. He was speaking to TV2 News in Lusaka today.
Following recent media queries on whether the Anti-Corruption Commission is conducting investigations on alleged corrupt practices against Honorable Chishimba Kambwili, former Information and Broadcasting Minister, I wish to inform you that there has been an inquiry against Honorable Kambwili on allegations of corrupt practices. These investigations are ongoing, and the Commission would therefore not wish to comment further, as this may jeopardize the investigations.
Last week, President Edgar Lungu fired Dr. Kambwili, replacing him with Kalulushi Member of Parliament Kampamba Mulenga. Earlier last month, President Lungu warned that he will not hesitate to fire any ministers allegedly involved in corruption. President Edgar Lungu says his decision to appoint Kalulushi Member of Parliament Kampamba Mulenga as Information Minister is deliberate and well intended. And the President says although some people have expressed concern that Ms. Mulenga is too young for the position, he is confident that she will be equal to the task. President Lungu has said this today at State House when he swore in Ms. Mulenga as new Information Minister and Richard Mwene as Northern Province Police Commissioner. Here's a report.
This is Kampamba Mulenga, the new Information and Broadcasting Services Minister. The Kalulushi parliamentarian took oath of office at State House after being appointed minister last week. President Edgar Lungu is eager to see more women in decision-making positions, saying the appointment of Ms. Kampamba was deliberate and well intended.
For you, Honorable Minister, somebody was saying you're too young. Somebody was saying you are inheriting the big shoes of Mr. Chishimba Kambwili, but I said she will be equal to the task, and please don't let me down. You are improving on the gender parity, so please don't let the female Zambian national down by getting the sack so quickly or failure to do the job.
The President has since called for loyalty from the new Information Minister, urging her to seek advice whenever necessary.
The Vice President is there to help, colleagues in Cabinet are there to help. I can only ask of you loyalty, commitment to duty, and discipline. That's the secret. The rest will be added unto you.
Also sworn in today was Richard Mwene as Northern Province Commissioner of Police. And President Lungu had this message for Mr. Mwene and the Zambia Police Service in general.
Your job is not politics, your job is professional. Let me underscore this. Policemen are not supposed to indulge in politics. Your calling is to protect Zambian people, property, maintain law and order, period. If you do that, you find that your career is very rewarding. But when you begin indulging in politics, then you have a problem. Not only from me, but even from cadres and others. In the opposition, they will take you on. The ruling party will take you on because you have avoided doing what you are called for. Your profession is simply protect lives, protect property, ensure there is law and order, uphold the Constitution. The sky could be the limit.
After the swearing-in ceremony, both Ms. Kampamba and Mr. Mwene spoke to members of the press.
I want to assure members of the public that mine is an open door policy. Of course, it's to improve where my predecessor basically left. And of course, I will consult widely so that we can bring the media fraternity up to date.
Normally, as police officers, we are not supposed to participate in partisan politics. We are supposed to be very, very professional, be neutral, and protect all the people of Zambia, regardless of their political affiliation. I simply have to go to Northern Province and work extremely hard, protect our people, protect the property. This is not time to celebrate, but time to work very hard.
Michael Kaumba, ZNBC News, Lusaka.
Meanwhile, President Lungu says parliamentarians have the mandate to propose constitutional amendments if they discover that certain clauses are not working properly. He says while the constitution is a sacred document, it should be changed if it is not working well. The president has explained that there are no better people to guide in legislation amendments than parliamentarians because formulation of laws is part of their mandate. President Lungu was speaking today at the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport before departure for Marrakech, Morocco, where he has gone to attend a climate change 22nd session of the conference on the parties, COP22. And the president says Zambia is expecting an improvement in attitude towards climate change.
Good morning, Excellency. What should Zambia expect from your trip?
We are expecting an improvement in our attitude to climatic change. You can see what's happening. All of us should be interested in what's happening to the climate so that we take measures which will help us conserve and preserve the right weather pattern so that we can continue keeping the earth sustainable. Otherwise, we lose it. Chongwe has got no water underground. The rivers are dry. Why? What measures can we take? So this is a challenge that we face, and all of us should be, responsive to this challenge. The Constitution is a sacred document, sacrosanct. But if you find that it's not working for you, you go back to the people, you go back to the makers and say this is not working. And I can tell you that there are no better people to guide us on the Constitution than the makers. The makers are in Parliament. Parliament makes laws and changes laws and amends laws. So no one can tell me that you don't know the separation of power. The people in Parliament are charged with making laws apart from their oversight responsibility. So if they find that things are not working, they can propose amendments. And that's their role. So for me, there's nothing like negating on what we told the people.
Finance Minister Felix Mutati says the 2017 national budget does not include deputy ministers. Mr. Mutati says the debate can go on, but that it will not be possible to have them next year as the budget has not catered for them. The minister was speaking in Lusaka today during a 2017 national budget breakfast meeting organized by Deloitte & Touche Zambia.
How are we going to do it? We're still grappling with that. Deputy ministers, 2017, there's no provision. And if we're going to be disciplined, let's not bring into the budget things that we did not put and plan for. So continue with the debate. If you're going to change as a nation, do it in 2018. 2017, we say no, 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 regardless of the persuasion and the attractiveness of deputy ministers and the political
Earlier, former Bank of Zambia Governor Jacob Mwanza called for the restructuring of ZESCO, and Bank of Zambia Governor Denny Kalialia says it is important to deal with subsidies as government would easily run out of money. And Deloitte and Touche Chief Executive Officer Chisanga Chungu observed that Mr. Mutati's aggressive approach indicates that budget implementation will be strictly followed. 4 people, including 2 Roman Catholic Church sisters, have died on the spot, and 3 others are nursing injuries after an accident on the Lundazi-Chipata Road in Eastern Province. Among the deceased is a teacher at Lundazi Day Secondary School. Eastern Province Police Commissioner Alex Chilufya has confirmed the accident, which happened yesterday near Kampondo School. Mr. Chilufya has explained that the accident happened when the driver of a Toyota Ipsam, Isaac Piri, tried to avoid hitting a cyclist identified as Kondwani Muntali. He has added that Piri in the process lost control of the vehicle, which then overturned, killing 4 passengers on the spot. This is the news at 18 hours. On TV2 we take a break, but still to come. Lusaka High Court dismisses petition filed by PF losing candidate Frida Kansembe, plus other details. I'll be back. We continue with the news. A 1x2 classroom block and a police post have had their roofs blown off following heavy rains in Nampundwe area of Shibuyunji District, Central Province. This incident follows another one in which 21 houses and a school had their roofs blown off on Saturday due to heavy rains in Shikatende area in Shibuyunji. Here's a report.
Early rains have already started causing damage to property in some parts of the country. Shibuyunji district in Central Province has recorded yet another damage to property due to heavy rains. A 1x2 classroom block at Sala Primary and a police post had their roofs blown off following heavy rains on Sunday. This comes barely 2 days after more than 21 houses, 2 classroom blocks and a teacher's house had their roofs blown off due to heavy rains in the same area. Mwembeshi Member of Parliament Machila Jamba visited the school to ascertain the extent of the damage. Mr. Jamba called on well-wishers to come to the aid of the affected school and the police post instead of waiting on government alone.
I want first of all to say thank you to the government. We had another disaster on Thursday within the constituency, which houses and another school in Shikatende was blown off. I came on air again talking about the same. This is another disaster which happened yesterday. There was a heavy downpour. The police post, the roof is blown. Together with this school, this is Sala School. What we are asking is that I think we are trying to ask for the well-wishers, the companies. We know that the government may come and assist, but we are trying to ask the cooperating partners who are our companies around here, KCM, Universal Mining, Cafe Sugar, and other people who are working in our constituency so that we can try to see what we can do on these roofs.
Meanwhile, Shibuyunji Council Chairperson Alfred Shaputu appealed to the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit DMMU to consider providing tents for the school before finding a permanent solution.
As we have seen, the schools we have toured, they are all damaged, and the rain season has just started. We are just appealing to the government to move in. DMMU
and Shibuyunji District Commissioner Jairus Simukoko says his office will submit a report to the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit DMMU after assessing how much will be required to repair the damage.
On Friday we have a number of schools that have been blown off. So far they're reaching 4, and yesterday this happened here, and that's why we've rushed here with the team of the District Disaster Management Committee, including the Member of Parliament, to assess the damage, and so soon we'll be compiling a report which will submit to the authority for action. I know it's an emergency, we need an action immediately because these schools, the pupils are still learning through it. Not only this, a number of books have been damaged. I think you've seen one of the classroom and the computers.
It is the hope of the school management that the blown off roof will soon be repaired so that the teaching process is not affected. Prince Chiuni, TV2 News, in Shibuyunji District, Central Province.
Now, in other news, the Lusaka High Court has dismissed the petition filed by PF's losing candidate Elfrida Kansembe in the Lukasha parliamentary election. In this matter, Ms. Kansembe had challenged the election of Mwebantu, an independent candidate, as duly elected area member of parliament. Ms. Kansembe had urged the court to nullify the election of Mr. Munkonge on account that he was masquerading as a PF candidate. But High Court Judge Maria Kawimbe dismissed the allegations, saying they were not proved beyond any reasonable doubt. She said it is not true that voters were confused because Mr. Munkonge was playing PF campaign songs and also distributing the party's materials. Judge Kawimbe wondered why and how the voters managed to vote for President Edgar Lungu and not Ms. Kansembe, who had been a member of parliament for Lukasha for 10 years. And speaking later in an interview with TV2 News after the judgment, Mr. Munkonge has praised the judiciary for the decision. Meanwhile, High Court Judge Petronella Ngulube has dismissed a petition by losing PFC Congo parliamentary candidate Kufuka Kufuka. Mr. Kufuka had asked the court to nullify the election of the UPND's Mundia Ndalame on account of alleged malpractice. However, the court dismissed the petition on the grounds that the allegations were not proved.
That this episode in my life has come to an end. The elections were gruesome, and it was important that the law takes its course. I hope now we can concentrate on the real issues of development and the challenges that the people of Lukasha face. Now that it's raining, as you can see in Lukasha, the challenges will be how to move around in the rain season. Those are the challenges that we have to face.
The judgment has been fair. The petitioner has fabricated the allegations which has failed to prove in the court of law. So the judgment is okay, 100% correct. I'm happy about the judgment.
What is the
Still in court news, a Lusaka woman who allegedly killed her husband by running over him with a vehicle has appeared in court for explanation of the charge. In this matter, Jacqueline Mwindwa of Makeni area is accused of having killed her husband, Kofi Milumbe. And today, when she appeared in court, the suspect informed Lusaka Magistrate Humphrey Chitalu that she understood the offense that she is charged with. This was after Magistrate Chitalu read the charge to the accused person. Magistrate Chitalu has since adjourned the matter to November 28, 2016 for mention. We take another break, and when we come back, we have sports news. Don't go away. And now for the rest of the news. In international news, the Democratic Republic of Congo's Prime Minister Augustin Matata Ponyo has resigned, paving the way for the appointment of his successor to lead a new transitional government. All cabinet members resigned along with Mr. Ponyo. The AFP news agency reports that Mr. Ponyo's resignation is part of a deal signed last month between President Joseph Kabila's government and some opposition parties to postpone presidential elections to April 2018. The main opposition parties have rejected the postponement, saying it is a ploy to keep Mr. Kabila in power. Now to sports news. Football Association of Zambia, Sports Minister Moses Mawere has urged the Football Association of Zambia FAZ to adequately prepare the Chipolopolo for the remaining 2018 World Cup qualifier matches. Mawere says there is more time to prepare the team before the qualifiers resume in August next year. He was speaking last night after the Chipolopolo's arrival at the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport from Cameroon, where they drew 1-0 against the indomitable Lions. Here's a report.
Led by Minister of Youth and Sports Moses Mawere and his delegation, the Chipolopolo arrived back home on Sunday night. The team, comprising locally based players, was received at the airport by officials from the Ministry of Sports. Among the players was the Zanaco Legion of Zio Tembo, Faxon Kapumbu, George Chilufya, Roderick Kabwe and Charles Zulu. Zio, who had an impressive debut against Cameroon, is happy for the opportunity but shy to talk about the penalty incident.
I think the senior guys helped me a lot, they encouraged me a lot to feel free and be comfortable on the ball. So for us, I just want to thank Almighty God, not by might or by power, it's for His grace. just have to work extra hard, do it each and every day, to work extra hard. The game was tough, actually playing away, the atmosphere and everything. I think the game was tough.
And the sports minister is happy with the result in Cameroon, but Mawere wants fans to work even hard.
We are very happy with the way our patron, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Edgar Chagwalungu, that he has committed himself 100% to support the national team. So as a ministry and as an association FAS, we would want to also reciprocate the gesture which our president has given unto us by ensuring that we constitute a stronger team which will deliver for Mother Zambia.
And first President Andrew Kamanga was full of praises for government's commitment towards the Chipolopolo.
More thanks should go to our patron, His Excellency the President, who has continued to support the senior national team with all these engagements. So on behalf of the Football Association of Zambia, I would like to place on record our sincere thanks to government for continuously believing in the Chipolopolo. And we hope that as we move forward, we'll continue to repay the government with very good results.
Coach Wedson Nyerenda has between now and August 2017 to prepare for the remaining 4 games. Nigeria top Group B on 6 points, Cameroon in second with 2 points, Zambia third with 1 point, and Algeria at the bottom with 1 point as well. Chikom Koka for TV2 Sports News at the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport in Lusaka.
Meanwhile, soccer analyst Ruben Kamanga says Zambia's appeal against poor officiating is good and it will send a strong message to governing bodies over the matter. Kamanga's comments come in the wake of the Football Association of Zambia FAS's intentions to appeal against bad officiating in the Chipolopolo Cameroon game over the weekend. He has explained that the quality of some referees has been questionable and they remain subject to scrutiny by the authorities that regulate them. He was speaking during the News and Current Affairs segment of TV2's News and Current Affairs segment Morning Live.
Fortunately for refereeing, the referee's bad and wrong decision is always final. As long as, even if he made a mistake, that was clear it's a mistake, I think you'll be punished within the regulations of the refereeing. Maybe the reason for protesting is to have punishment meted out against the referee, not necessarily that to get 3 points. I don't think that's happening. It can never happen. He made a bad decision. Unfortunately for football, his bad decision is final, and that we can see it there. But I'm hoping that the objective for appealing is to send a message that give us quality referees. If we have referees like this, they must be punished, and not necessarily to get 3 points. Would have gotten 3 points on the day itself, and not through the boardroom. It will never happen.
We got it in 2014, and we were top.
Finally, in sports news, Midlands Basketball Association League leaders Matero Magic are on the verge of defending their title. Assistant coach Davis Zulu says they will remain focused and ensure they successfully defend the league. He was speaking in an interview at the weekend after Magic beat second-placed Hawks 186 in a Week 20 fixture at Nasdaq Sports Complex. Details are in the following report.
Matero Magic has continued their dominance of the Midlands Basketball Association League with 7 games to go. At the weekend, the defending champions beat second-placed Hawks 100 to 86 points. The win pushed them to 39 points, 4 better than Hawks and Unza Pacers, who have 35 points each. But Magic assistant coach Davis Zulu feels they still have crucial games ahead.
I must say tough because we had to play the Pacers. And also NAPSA, like you can see, NAPSA has always been a tight contest against Magic, like from time immemorial. And yeah, so I guess all we have to do is stay focused and continue working hard.
On the other hand, Zika's Blazers might be headed for relegation to the B League at the end of the season. On Sunday, Blazers lost 57-87 to NAPSA Hurricanes and remain stuck on 23 points at the bottom of the table. The association is however happy with how the league has fared so far despite starting late.
I can highlight the ladies teams. I think this year we have seen a different There has been an inclusion of Magic Sparks, which has brought a new dynamic to the way the Ladies League is looking right now. So there's a bit of excitement in the Ladies League. And the B League has slightly improved their level of play as well. So at least we're having all this excitement going on in Lusaka.
Next Sunday, Matero Magic face Napsa Hurricanes in what is expected to be an explosive game. Shiko Mkoka for TV2 Sports News at the National Sports Development Center, NASDEC in Lusaka.
Well, that's it for sports. As we wrap up the news, here's a reminder of the top stories at this hour. The AntiCorruption Commission ACC has confirmed that it is investigating former Information Minister Chishimba Kambwili for alleged corruption. ACC spokesperson Timothy Mono says investigations into Dr. Kambwili's alleged corrupt practices have been going on for some time now. And President Edgar Lungu says his decision to appoint Kalulushi Member of Parliament, Kampamba Mulenga, as Information Minister is deliberate and well-intended. And the President says although some people have expressed concern that Ms. Mulenga is too young for the position, he is confident that she will be equal to the task. A 1x2 classroom block and a police post have had their roofs blown off following heavy rains in Nampundwe area of Shivuyunji District, Central Province. This incident follows another one in which 21 houses and a school had their roofs blown off on Saturday due to heavy rains in Shikatende area in Shivuyunji. Well, that's it. That's the news at 18 hours. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back at 20 hours with another detailed news bulletin. My name is Chilufia Mwelwa. Bye for now.